Welcome to part 2 of the hook series. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to land a 1.5 hook. If you haven't seen the video about landing a 1.0 hook, I highly recommend going and watching that first. The link will be in the description. What I taught in the 1.0 hook video is going to build onto the 1.5 hook. I put this trick at about an 8 to 9 difficulty to learn for the first time. Even though you can already land a 1.0 hook, it is very difficult to turn that into a 1.5 hook. And you're going to find that with every layer that you throw on the hooks. So now, let's get right into the tutorial. The first thing that you want to do is throw a breakaway and have the yo-yo hanging at the bottom of the string. And you're going to go very similar to how you would throw a 1.0 hook. Except, you're going to only grab one part of the loop. Instead of having both parts go around your finger, like in the 1.0 hook, you're going to grab only the one. And you can see there that the string keeps carrying. That part of the string stays, and the other part keeps going around. I'm going to show that in slow motion so that you can see better what I'm talking about. If you're not seeing that string come around, it's because you're not whipping hard enough. So just whip harder, or use that trick I taught where you put your finger on the string and use that for momentum. So now that you have that whip, let's explain where this trick is going. So what's going on here is this whip is carrying around and forming a brand new loop. And your goal is to basically land a 1.0 hook just on your yo-yo hand instead of your non-yo-yo hand. It sounds super easy, but it is not easy to learn. So let's go into some advice to help this trick be as easy as it can for you. Firstly, I highly recommend messing around with how far away your hands are. If I have my hands about a foot away from each other, a little bit more, it works for a hook because there's plenty of string space. But for a 1.5 hook, the string space is cut in half. So you'll need to have your hands closer together than you will for a 1.0 hook. But also, don't exaggerate that, because then the whip won't come around fast enough. So messing around with that and seeing where your hand needs to be for the whip to even hit your yo-yo hand is very important. Also, if you are trying to learn this trick with a long string, just cut down the string just a little bit. That'll make it so that you can control the whip a lot easier. And you're not trying to land this with a big whip and then you're hurting your arm trying to whip it enough. Once you've figured out where to get your hands, what you want to do is really just do a bunch of repetition until you whip it hard enough to get the string to come around. So now, once you've got the string hitting your hand, you want to make sure of one very important thing. Is the loop hitting both strings on your hand? The 1.5 hook needs both parts of the loop to go over your finger in order to land it. And the last piece of advice for this trick is make sure that your hand is close enough to the yo-yo. If you don't put your hand close enough to the yo-yo, the string won't whip around enough to hit it. You also don't want to have your hand under the yo-yo or hitting the yo-yo, because that'll mess you up too. I like to have my hand just an inch or two above the yo-yo while I'm whipping. That way the string will come around and the yo-yo will fall right into the string. I also recommend having your yo-yo hand middle finger come back during the whip. This makes it so that the strings don't intersect with each other and that there's plenty of separation for the yo-yo to land where you want it to. And again, just like the 1.0 hook, repetition, repetition, repetition. This trick is going to take a while to learn, and you're not going to get it on your first try unless you are extremely lucky or extremely skilled. Either works. If you're having problems with this trick, let me know what's going on down in the comments, and I'll be happy to try to help you out. If this video helped you, consider subscribing to the channel to see more yo-yo content like this video. And that's it for me, signing off until next time.